Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. My name is Wade, as always, joined by Ches.
Hey, how's it going?
And Kurt. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
The Grand Puma sound.
Well, I had something the other night that made me really laugh, but now that we're here on the spot, I can't remember it.
I've got one for next week.
Okay. I came up with I was thinking about it, and I was like, I've got such a good title.
Yeah, I've got a good title for next
Kurt?
week, considering our guests for next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a good one next week.
Yeah, speaking of that, we actually had somebody really interesting reach out to us, and that always kind of surprises me, because it's easy to sit in this room and feel like we're just talking to each other, and then for some reason you people keep listening.
Yeah.
And so
what's wrong with you?
Jeez. You keep listening, and then word gets around, and we get emails from people that it's like, what? How did you hear about the show? And next week's guest is one of those things. But we won't spoil it for you. You'll just have to tune in. It's probably going to go down a path that this podcast doesn't really go down very often, and I'm kind of excited about that.
Very often?
Yes.
Or like not at all?
Not at all, yeah. True. But no, we have gotten into it before, but usually very briefly.
Yes.
But we'll see.
And that's all we're going to say for now on that. So
Yeah, but look forward to that. It should be fun. It's warming up out there now. Now it's, I guess you could say it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the heat wave right now, and I was looking at the 10-day forecast. I don't see anything as far as rain, although the news kind of looked like they showed some rain, so I don't know. We're just stuck in that heat wave.
And they really can't tell more than about 72 hours out anyways.
No. My buddy Dave, he always tells me a story about how there's this one surfer guy in California that he follows for the weather in Utah, and the way that this guy in California determines whether or not it's going to snow or rain here is based on the buoys off of the coast of California. And he says he swears that it's always right.
Yeah, that's, I'd say, probably
because that weather's got to come our direction,
some
right?
validity to it. Yeah.
I don't know. Look up the crazy weatherman surfer guy in California. Maybe it's just a conspiracy. But because of that, we've been adventuring lately, and yesterday was not any different than any adventure that we've done the week before. What did we do 2 weeks ago? We went to the Tintic Railroad Tunnel in Eureka.
Yes.
That was cool. You can listen to that episode. It's just a couple back. But this week I had the idea of visiting this place that I've marked on my Google map for a long time. To add context to that, we go camping quite a bit, and our normal camping area is starting to get overcrowded. So I just spent a day or two, whenever I had some free time, looking at Google Maps, trying to find different places to go check out where we can camp, if we can get a trailer in there, if it's more of a tent type of camping situation. And I came across this place called Monopole Meadows. And I marked it on my map because it looked cool. I was like, dude, that seems like a sweet place to just go visit and see. It's kind of down by, it's off of the Nebo Loop, if you know what that is. I think it's called the Nebo Scenic Byway. You can get there from that direction. But before we go down the main part of the story, it's gonna get funny. But we went to Rowley's Red Barn again. We're addicted to this place, guys.
It's good.
We need help. We went down there. It was on the way to where we were going. But Kurt, what did you buy from the store?
I bought 3 jars of marinated mushrooms.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 2 jars of their pickles.
Yep. Those are good too.
Yeah, they've got other stuff in them like carrots and onions and jalapenos. I bought some salsa, some tomatillo salsa.
Yep.
And
blueberries?
No.
Blackberries.
Blackberries and some raspberries.
$1.50
Yeah.
Each,
cheap.
yeah. I mean,
can't beat
Loaf
that.
of bread.
That bread is awesome. It's jalapeno cheese
cheddar
bread.
Yeah.
I've got to make a grilled cheese sandwich out of it though.
Yeah, I made some.
That sounded good.
I bought that as well. I made some toast with it this morning.
How was it?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, that was really good.
So it warmed up and it just had.
One thing that Kurt got yesterday too was you got peas.
I did. I bought a pound of fresh peas.
And he housed that entire bag.
Yes, he did.
They were good though. They were super fresh. You can tell that they weren't they were grown out of farm, not like some greenhouse.
Yeah,
they were cool.
They were really good,
organically grown. Ches, what did you get?
I also got some peas. I got some that jalapeno cheddar bread.
Yeah.
I got a couple things of raspberries, a couple things of strawberries, jar of pickles, the farmhouse pickles, and then a jar of jalapeno stuffed olives.
Oh, okay.
And
I
some
didn't know you
kettle
grabbed
corn.
the. You got the kettle corn too.
Yeah.
The olives will be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got the. No, that was at the grocery store. It was blue cheese stuffed olives.
Yeah.
Those were good though.
Yeah.
I got like a couple packages of beef jerky, and then blueberry or raspberries and blackberries. I don't know why I keep trying to call them blueberries. I was doing that yesterday
Because
too.
it's,
Yeah.
I think it's
Maybe
habit.
I'm having a stroke. And then I got a thing of salsa too. I tried that this morning and I was kind of like, meh. You know,
Was it the same one that I got?
I got the salsa grande. It's a red salsa.
Oh, okay.
But it's like highly garlicky, like almost over the top.
Oh, really?
It's okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it on a few things and see how it pans out.
So yeah, So Friday I went down to TF Brewing.
Okay.
Met a friend down there and had a couple beers, and they had what's it called, like the Chimichurri Grill food truck was there.
Yeah.
I got a Philly cheesesteak sandwich,
Okay.
and then so then they got just this big thing of the chimichurri sauce. And I'm filling up the container, and the lady out there, she's like, "You're not going to be able to kiss your wife tonight."
Yeah,
I'm like,
the
good thing I don't
garlicky
count one. And she's like, "There's so much garlic in this." She's like, "It'll keep the vampires away then, at least."
Yeah, I like to think that vampires aren't afraid of garlic. It's just like we're seasoning ourselves. Wouldn't that be funny? They're like, ooh.
Yeah.
But was it good?
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 10, give it a rating.
I'd give it a solid
10 being
8.
the best thing you've ever had. Like nothing can beat it.
I'd give it a solid 8, 8.5.
Okay.
It was tasty,
Nice.
especially with that chimichurri sauce on it.
In the
Ooh.
realm of Philly cheesesteaks in the Valley, though, where would you rank like Moochie's? To 10, 1 to 10.
For flavor and quality and
Just all around, average.
Well, 6.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, they're good. I really like Moochie's, but they're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, take the price out of it.
Oh, price out of it? I'd go probably an 8.
What
Yeah.
about the Philadelphian?
I'd put them both around.
I'd put the Philadelphian above Moochie's, though.
I'd put the Philadelphia just below the Moochie's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, we're gonna have to get to the bottom of that one.
Yeah. I'd put the Philadelphia in like a 7.5, and Moochie's about an 8.
Yeah. We digress, though. I wanted to go visit this meadow, and I told Chaz and Kurt, you guys can come with if you want. It's like, it doesn't look like it's maybe that crazy of a dirt road. Like, we can just drive up it, and we'll chill in the meadow for a minute and eat lunch or something, and then go exploring and see if we can find some camping spots or something. I don't think I was very right about how easy it was going to be.
No, you were not right at all.
It was a crazy road. And then we were laughing because I didn't do a lot of research beforehand, but I found a video like the day of, and I'm like, it doesn't look that crazy. But when we got out there, it was like super skinny road with a like 60-degree drop off on either side at almost all times.
Yeah, you either had like a sheer wall or a drop off.
Yeah, and then there was some parts that had mud and just like rocks. It was definitely appropriate at certain times for 4-wheel low, which was cool. I've never done that before in the truck. But last night when I was putting together notes for the show today, I decided to Google the road just to like have some facts to provide for the show. It made me laugh because the Forest Service had a website about it, and they tell you basically to go on the Mount Nebo Scenic Byway to the Monument Trailhead, and then you can turn on a dirt road, and that's where you start it. So they kind of recommend you go from the top down, which I don't think that would be nearly as fun. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Be easier on your car.
I don't know.
For sure. But we went from the bottom up, and yeah, there was a couple places we had to pass. One place we had to pass that guy.
Yeah.
Had like 2 inches of clearance.
Yeah.
But we made it work.
And he was pulled like way
he
up on.
jammed himself up into
he
the
did.
weeds.
Yeah. I hope he got out. He's still up there
Yeah.
because we had to pass him. Another thing that I thought was funny is, would you rather go up or down that road?
I'd probably say I want to go up.
Yeah. Just because it's like the point of off-roading is the power of the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
You want to use that stuff.
You got to defy gravity.
Would you take your truck down that road, Kurt?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Your truck's a little wider than mine.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get by that guy.
Yeah. And then there was a couple down trees, too. We should have brought your chainsaw. That would have been smart. But we literally did not know. And once we realized once we turned onto the road, there's no turning around.
Yeah, we got to a point like, I guess we're
just committed to the whole thing. And when we got to the very top, what was facing us was the rear of a road closed sign.
Yeah.
But there wasn't one on the bottom, but we went all the way through. It wasn't too bad. There was some snowy places, but it was beautiful up there.
Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous.
If you guys haven't been up on the scenic byway for Nebo, go check it out. We saw the Devil's Kitchen. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's a little mini Bryce Canyon, they call it.
Yep. That was pretty cool. The Forest Service did say in bold and italic on their website for this road, a 4-wheel drive vehicle is definitely recommended for this road.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive needed for access.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not getting up there in your Honda Fit.
No.
I mean, if you are, you're not making it to the end in one piece.
No. Yeah, I don't think you're getting up there in a 2-wheel drive Wrangler.
No, I don't think so either. Because there were certain parts where, like, in my truck in 4-wheel high, we weren't able to like go quick enough to cool the engine, so that's why I had to change it to 4-low just to get the fan spinning. That is steep.
That, and then also it takes off. It uses more of the transmission.
And
the different or the
because you're basically putting in
transfer
4-wheel low
case
for torque,
and you're getting different lower gears, so your engine's not working as hard.
You're also getting higher RPMs for spinning the fan too.
So
it was fun. I would do it again, but I think I'd ride with you.
Yeah, I definitely want to drive it. So
I got to take my truck in now and take advantage of that free scratch repair paint, like cover up stuff. But it was worth it. I don't know. Do you think it was worth it?
Yeah, it was fun.
I think I would go again. Then we had the rest of the drive, which was always fun too, even though I think it turned out to be way longer. I think like right after we got off the trail, like that's when Kurt ended up being over it. You're like, I've been in the car for too long. I just got the vibe that you were like, this is so long.
Where at?
Like once we started heading back down and go through Mount Pleasant around the back way.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't feel like Kurt wants to be here anymore.
Yeah, I mean it was
long. It was all day.
I mean, yeah, it took us. So we were gone
11 to 7.
Yeah.
7:30. Yeah, we're gone 8-9 hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going up there for anybody who's not prepared to drive on a pretty difficult road. It was on websites that I had found for off-roading. It said it was a 3 out of 10. Maybe. I don't know. If that's the 3, then we were all joking around like, what's the 10? You're just driving off a cliff?
Yeah.
If you do go up there, be prepared. Be prepared because if you break your car up there or something, there's not much you can do about it, and you're in the middle of nowhere. So be prepared with all the necessary things. I think in a lot of the places too, we didn't have cell signal. So.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, there was a lot of dead area in there.
But lucky for us, we're addicted to going to Rowley's Red Barn, so we had like weeks of food.
Yeah,
because we stopped there first.
It's all pickled
beef jerky or fresh fruit that will expire in a couple days without being refrigerated. Yeah. We had your cooler up there though with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought one of those.
So. Yeah, I haven't got one of those fancy coolers yet.
Well, I've been looking at coolers. I just didn't want to spend a ton of money because I don't want to spend $300-400 on plastic and foam.
I know that is always hard. I was just going to bring that up. That's why I haven't got one because like $200 on foam.
And then your trailer's got a good sized regular refrigerator too. So
yeah, but we usually cook. We want to cook so well that we buy tons of shit, and then
that fridge will fill up quick.
Yeah, super quick.
So it's nice to have. And that cooler will fit nice in my shower.
Got some shower beers.
Yeah.
Now I think it's your turn, Chaz, to come up with the next trail we have to go on.
I'll find something. But
just make sure you tell me how bad it's going to be before we're in the middle of it.
I'll say,
I don't know, 1 out of 10.
On a scale of 1 to monopole.
Yeah, we're down in Moab. You're like, just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing Hell's Revenge, bitch.
That's one thing I don't really have much desire to do is like rock crawl with my truck because while I don't mind scratching up maybe the running boards or I've got a skid plate underneath it. That I wouldn't really care about any of that, but it seems like when you get into rock crawling, that's when you start damaging the body of your car, like your fenders and the corners of the car, and
oh yeah,
like I feel like rock crawling you just have to have a ton of money for, or it's pointless. Because you might like roll your truck onto its side and you're like, I just got to replace all that stuff now. No big deal.
Yeah,
I don't have the money for that.
Not something I really recommend doing with a daily driver.
No, yeah, you'd have to have a specialty vehicle, like tow it out there.
Exactly. Take something you don't mind if you tip it on its side, and it's got some rock love.
Yeah, I've never had many cars in my life that I wanted to tip on the side. Like, I don't mind if this rolls over at any moment.
Well, when you've built something like that, then you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I guess you got the full roll cage and stuff in it.
Exactly.
Hopefully you don't get that hurt.
But yeah, just if you start to go, just make sure you're holding on to the shit bar or the steering wheel. Or
what's the worst road that you've been on?
Road or trail?
Trail. I mean, the worst paved roads I've ever been on are in Denver.
I disagree.
Where's the worst? Where have you been that's worse?
Cleveland, Ohio.
I've never been there.
With my buddy, and we were driving around. I'm like, this city has no budget for road repair, do they?
Is it just tons of potholes, or is the road just falling apart?
It's just falling apart, no potholes and uneven. And I was like, man.
Yeah, for having the snow and stuff here, we have pretty good roads most of the time.
See, probably the worst I've ever been on road trail. I wasn't driving. I'd probably have to say the Golden Spike Trail down in Moab.
Yeah. Does it get pretty gnarly?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to look up some pictures of it.
Yeah, going through the Golden Crack. And
do you have to get out and, like, spot?
Oh, yeah. Multiple places.
Golden Spike.
Although here in a couple weeks, I'll probably change that to...
oh, yeah, this looks crazy.
I'll probably change that to the Rubicon Trail here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to be right by there, so I think we're going to go...
it?
Well, I'm not going to attempt it because I know, even though that's where Jeep gets their trail rating
some
from.
Of these pictures. Just Google Golden Spike Trail and then go to the images tab.
Yeah, or look at Golden Crack.
Golden Crack. What is it?
Golden Spike Trail in Moab. Oh, this guy's not getting out of here. There's a guy that doesn't have lifted tires or anything, and he's like totally stuck. He's in a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, right there, that first one there, that's the Golden Crack.
Oh, okay. So it's a Moab has a bunch of red rocks. I think we all know that. If you don't, you do now. And this particular crack is in between two rocks, and you're supposed to drive over it. For context, there's one guy driving and 3 people spotting for this one driver. Like, hey, yeah, turn left. A little bit more to the left.
And his passenger front tire is probably
2.5, 3 feet in the air, maybe?
Yeah.
Man, I hate Google sometimes.
Why? You don't ever click it. You just look at the images. You don't ever click on the image.
Well, no, I was trying to get it full screen, but...
Oh, yeah. Scroll down a little bit. There's one of a, like, Land Cruiser or something that's in... it's, like, basically stuck. I'm sure that a lot of people damage their vehicles on this trail, Ches.
Oh, yeah. When we were there going through the crack, we had 2 vehicles break their...
this one?
The steering link.
Yep. That guy's not getting out. Like, he doesn't have any upgrades, not additional clearance. He doesn't look stuck, though. He looks like he's still got some traction.
That is a Defender, so it is...
Yeah.
They do pretty good stock how it is.
I just see rock crawling like this, and I see money, dollar signs flying away from your vehicle. Look at the suspension on, like, the one at the top right. The right passenger wheel is down, wedged in this crack. The rear passenger wheel is, like, all the way up into the fender. It just seems like you're right on the edge of breaking everything.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, he is fairly articulated out there. I think that is also at the crack.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it says right there, yeah.
Look at the one below that. You're not getting out of that.
Oh, yeah, that guy's fucked.
Yeah, this is, what is it, Jeep? The truck one? The Gladiator. But they look. How did they get there? They like maybe this is the Golden Crack, and then they just drove straight down.
No, that one. That's saying here that person was airlifted out of there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Jeep accident on Golden Spike Trail, Moab. Oh, this was in 2019. Yeah. I think I'm good on those trails, but if you guys do those, good for you, man.
Yeah,
you
it was.
Have fun.
That was an all-day trail, and it was gnarly.
Yeah, it seems like you would have certain features that you would literally take sometimes 20-30 minutes to just cross that one feature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we never really got above 10 miles an hour on the whole drive that we did.
When you have to get out of your vehicle and hang on the door and to keep it balanced, and I don't know about that.
Is that picture next to that one? There's 3 people pushing it or trying to hold it down.
Yeah,
so it doesn't flip over.
I've had to have somebody jump on the side of mine to keep me from
flipping over.
From going over. Yeah, can't remember what trail I was on, but I came out of one of the hot tubs, and you come out and you got to make an hard left turn right as you come out of it. So I came out, I hit my front air locker, and I didn't go far enough for it to release.
Oh no!
So it was still locked, and I couldn't turn.
Oh shit!
And so it just started to go over on the passenger side, and somebody was right there, and they just jumped up and jumped onto the side and
just
pulled it down.
Just that little extra weight.
Just that little. One person just putting some leverage there on that one side, just pulled me down, and then I'd gone just far enough then that the locker disengaged, and I was able to finish the turn out. So,
trying to think of what road I've been on that would be really bad, but I mean the one that I think was my first experience with off-roading was going up to the overlook above Kennecott. There's a particular place on that road that's so skinny you can only get like one car across, and it's pretty busy, and it goes for about 100 feet, but it's like right on the edge of a drop-off like we had yesterday. Yeah. And then almost without fail, every time you turn the corner, there's another car there. So now you're on the edge of a cliff, basically, with a cliff face next to you, and one of you's got to go backwards. So it puckers your butt up a little bit, but it's not too bad. Well, maybe I'll go rock crawling with your Jeep.
Yeah.
With you in your Jeep. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, I'll do some minor stuff. I'll do like down there in Moab. I'd probably do fins and things.
Yeah.
I do a trail like that. Some of the the real more mellow rock crawling trails.
Yeah. Have you been on a dirt road, Kurt, where you're like, I don't think that I'm going to make this?
With my truck?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. I was trying to come up with a joke I could make about the worst road you've been on is the drive to Winco or something. You're not going to make it. I couldn't come up with anything. Yeah, get out there and do some stuff now that it's warming up. That's what I would recommend. Don't sit at home. I know that's easy, but there's a lot of stuff out there to see, especially in Utah. We're just barely scraping the tip of the iceberg with all the stuff.
Yeah, so give us suggestions on places that we should go check out.
Yeah. Give Ches suggestions where you think his Jeep won't make it.
Yeah, and the other thing we're going to do, maybe we're going to be near a bar or a town with a small bar.
Yeah.
So we can go check out. We also did that on our trip coming back.
In Mount Pleasant, we stopped in there, and that's always a fun time because you walk in and everybody's got to look at you.
Yeah, the bar just goes silent. Like,
who are these guys?
Who are these 3 outsiders walking into the bar and bellying up with us?
Yep, and then immediately they all have to tell you everything about how the bar works. Like, don't let these 2 scare you away. They just are always at each other's throats like this. I was like, well, I know. I've been to a bar before.
Good. That's what we want.
Then you always got the one guy that has to talk super loud. The bar's dead quiet, but he's yelling for some reason, I think he was sitting like right next to Ches.
Yeah. That guy was really loud.
He'd make fun of his buddy in one sentence, like, you don't know what the hell you're doing and you never have, you piece of shit. And then he'd be like, oh, by the way, I got that 3/4-inch steel if you want to stop by and grab it later.
Yeah.
They're all farmers and ranchers out there. So.
They've obviously known each other probably their entire lives.
Their whole life, yeah.
So it'll probably be us sitting at the bar when we're that age.
Yeah. And then some young kids come in like, these guys are crazy. But that's what it's for. That's like the charm of it.
Exactly.
They all know each other. And then since we're outsiders, they want to just tell us all about what's been going on.
Yeah, and then at first they kind of want to feel you out and kind of see what their
if you want to talk or if you're just going to keep to yourself,
and to see what their limitations are going to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they do throw some tests at you. Like they'll hit you with some politics real quick to see if you're on this, and then it's like if you answer, you never talk about politics at the bar. They're like, yeah, this guy knows.
well, we didn't even say that. Somebody else from down the bar was like, what are we doing? We don't talk about politics at the bar.
Especially at a local bar like that, because they've all had the same political views their whole lives. And you know that they've gotten at each other's throats one night when they've had a little too many.
But it was a good time.
I'm going to kill you next time I see you, Billy.
Yeah.
Next time you see him, like, I'll buy you a drink.
But yeah, so yeah, check out those small bars. Those small town bars. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, Kurt and I were looking when we were in St. George, just thinking about things to do, and it's like, we should go see if we can find a really small town close to St. George and just see what bars they have to offer. We found some good ones, but they're like an hour and a half away, and then you're thinking about, well, why am I driving an hour and a half for a beer, but just to see the bar? We didn't go to any, but
I was gonna say, what?
They're always fun, man.
How many bars does St. George have now? They've up to
They've
2?
got a few. I think there's they turned the old fire station into, well, technically that's like a brewery, I think.
So that's Silver Reef, isn't it?
I think so. And then the one and only, of course, that shithole.
That's really what it's called, isn't it? The one and only?
The one and only is the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't serve any liquor, though.
Yeah, because I know I wanted to open a bar there and name it, and then there was 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they would get so mad about it. But they've got other restaurants and stuff that have bars too. Sports bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got a lot of restaurants, that serve alcohol, but nothing.
Yeah.
No, like bar.
No, not like up here. Which has always kind of made me interested in the fact that why does Mount Pleasant have the only bar in that area? You know what I mean? Like Moroni, I don't think he has a bar.
No, it doesn't. That's the only bar in the county.
In the county, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did it end up in Mount Pleasant?
And it's been there forever.
Yeah, maybe it was grandfathered in or something.
Yeah.
I wonder what's that place called? Something Triangle Lounge.
Smitty's?
I think so. Oh, jeez. Let's look it up. I want to know some history of that thing.
Yeah, I know that lady that was working the bar. She was the owner, so.
Yep. That's another benefit of the small town. Here it is. I bet you, I wonder how much. There are people that keep track of the history just on dive bars.
Oh, yeah.
All you need to know about this place from tripping. Stanley's, yeah.
Stanley's Triangle Lounge.
Digital Stories Canada. That's probably not the same place.
It's weird. I Googled that. And it says 24 likes, 3 talking about this.
Huh? What?
On Google, I said Stanley's Triangle Lounge, 3 talking about this.
Yeah, and there's 3 of us in this. We're the only 3 people in the world talking about this, so you're probably right.
Like shit, Google's getting really good.
Yeah, they are. That was fast. Well, my phone's sitting right here, so maybe it just hears 3 voices and knows. There's one review on TripAdvisor that says, this lounge is a great place to have a beer or a mixed drink. Main Street Pizza is next door, and you can eat your food at the lounge. But there isn't anything in here about history, which I wanted to know, like, how long it's been there, when did it first open? But we'll have to do that for another episode, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to go back and talk to the owner and get some...
Get some history.
Yeah.
I think I talked to her last time I was there, but I don't really remember what we talked about. I think she just said she was the owner, and then all of the regulars started giving her shit. Which sounds about right. Let's take a quick break, and we've got plenty of other things to talk about, but we'll take a real quick break and be right back. And we're back. The Weekly InSalt, episode 319. One away from that 320. Like Ches mentioned, or I think you mentioned that before the show.
Yeah, I don't even know if we mentioned it was 319 in the first half.
I did. I'm pretty sure I did right at the beginning. But I have a history of not doing that for sure.
Exactly. That's
but
why
you guys already know what number it is. You read the title. or at least I hope you read the title. If you didn't and you're just listening, we still appreciate you just as much. But there is a lot of work that goes into the title.
Yes.
There's so much work. Man, we just had one hell of a break, honestly. We talked to Laura. We're going to give her a call to let you guys hear an update about how she's doing, and she's got some interesting things about having back surgery, which we'll talk to her about all of that. But man, we were like, my microphone was falling apart. We were getting interference from my microphone. I pulled the stand off. Then your microphone wasn't working, but turns out you were using the wrong one.
Microphone.
Man, Kurt, this is in shambles, dude. We're falling apart.
No, you guys need to get your shit together.
You're the sound guy, man. If we wanted to be really stingy, we would just not touch any of this and just make you get up and do it. Like, it's your responsibility, man.
Yeah.
But we like to help you out. You know?
Get these out of the way for next week.
Yeah.
So,
one thing that we want to bring up, I know that the whole podcast does, is that we recently learned that the people we had on the show from Maven Cinema, the owners of that, they recently had a small electrical fire in their theater. And this was something that they worked really hard on for years to try and own their own movie theater, and then to be able to share that with other people. And they were really getting into the thick of that and the routine of that. And then, of course, as life is, it throws you a curveball. You know, you finally fulfill your dreams, and then something tries to ruin it. But it sounds like, Ches, you talked to them over email. What's the scoop?
So they had a small fire, and they've got a lot of it on their Instagram page. So I guess there was some minor structure damage and some electrical damage. Obviously we're going to have an electrical fire.
Yeah.
So, and they have, it's been I think it's been 2 weeks today of the recording is when the fire happened.
Yeah.
And they haven't been open since. And the last I heard is, they were just waiting on things.
And if I remember correctly, when they were here, they had both kind of quit their day jobs to do this now.
Yeah.
So imagine if, you're working.
And there's just no money coming in.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
And they've paid out all that money for these movies that they were supposed to show.
Yeah, all the licensing and stuff. You can go back to that episode and listen to it. That was one of the more interesting parts, is to hear about how they license their films to show them in their movie theater. A lot of insight into the industry there, and it's not always cheap.
No. And so one thing they are planning to do is on June 29th is they are going to be outside the theaters and selling concessions and their merch. So if you're available, go down, check it out, help them out. And and check their Instagram, or listen to here. They're going to give us any updates, anything that everyone else can help do to help them. So
that's a tough spot.
So
yeah, there we go. I think that was the main business. You know why everything's falling apart is because we decided to call Laura. Whenever we have an episode where we're going to do a phone call, shit just doesn't go right.
I started screwing with stuff so we can make the phone call.
And I'm looking around seeing if there's acoustic foam falling off the walls. What is the TV going to fall next? Who knows? There's something weird going on. Bad juju.
It is a little crooked.
We're going to have to get Jackie. Yeah, it is a little crooked. But we made sure it was level. It's the poltergeist. We got to get Jackie back in here to do her.
Just resage it.
Yeah, resage the room. And then she can read your tarot cards, Ches. That episode was one of the most listened to episodes.
Oh, yeah?
When I had my tarot cards read. Man, people had so many questions about that. I love you guys, but...
Yeah, I've had tarot cards read before.
Yeah, I think you were here for the last time she did it, weren't you? I don't remember.
I don't remember if I was or not.
Maybe we'll do another one. On some lighter news, though, you randomly texted me something the other day when we were talking about doing the podcast last week. You found something that's called glow-in-the-dark baseball?
Yeah, I somehow came across it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think Kurt will have a video for us here in a minute, but...
Sorry,
no, it's okay.
Counting my wad.
Count your money, man.
He's doing sound. He's counting his money.
He's over here counting all the money we pay him.
Yeah, don't you know the Kenny Rogers song, "You Never Count Your Money While You're Sitting at the Table"?
Yeah.
That's all right. But glow-in-the-dark baseball, everybody knows baseball. But this particular I guess it's only been one game so far, and this video gets into a little bit as to why, but it is literally as cool as you're thinking. Probably cooler than you're thinking, because as soon as you see a video of it, you're like, holy shit, this looks really cool.
You not got the link?
You copied the video part, the word video.
Oh, shit. I can't see that far. Hold on.
We need to turn on Windows magnification for you.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the more we try to make things easier for ourselves, the more it just backfires every day. So it gets into it. Just press play from the beginning, and we'll listen to the audio for a little bit. This guy explains it pretty well.
3, 2.
So there's a normal lit baseball field, and then they turn lights off. And they turn on a bunch of UV
black
lights.
Yeah.
So they're wearing like bright pink jerseys and like the neon yellow.
This is glow-in-the-dark baseball. Whose idea was this? Where did it come from? And what are the secrets behind this incredible promotion? This is Shepherd Stadium in Colonial Heights, Virginia, home of the Tri-City Chili Peppers. Originally built in 1948, it hosted 2 minor league teams in the 50s, but is now home to the Chili Peppers of the CPL, a wood bat summer league which features college athletes. Summer league teams face an abundance of challenges. Many are in small towns and have to get creative to bring fans to the ballpark. And that's where this guy comes in. This is Chris Martin, owner and founder of the Tri-City Chili Peppers, who were supposed to have their first season in 2020, but the pandemic hit. They got started in 2021, and after a game ended one summer night, Chris noticed a child with a glow-in-the-dark toy.
Kind of a sick
And he
idea.
thought to himself, what if the entire field was glow-in-the-dark? So he reached out
Pause
to
it real
Federal
quick
Lighting,
for me.
and they partnered with JW.
This is where it gets really interesting because you've seen those giant lights they have at a baseball stadium. They're huge, man.
Yeah.
And they aren't cheap. But not only that, until this event, there was no such thing as a black light that big. So he gets into a little bit of it here, but you can continue.
Electric to place these high-powered black lights all around the field. It wasn't an easy process. It took about 6 months and a substantial investment in the technology. And from there, everything was thought of. Glow-in-the-dark helmets, bats, balls, even the baselines. But would it work?
And then they go into the
I found
game
out
day.
about the game via Twitter, so I asked the Chili Peppers if I can come down and check it out, and they graciously said yes. The atmosphere was amazing, a huge sellout crowd.
That made me laugh because
But
it says
I
sellout
still
crowd,
didn't
but
know
there's
what
like
to
it's
expect.
at like 3/4
The game day
capacity.
format would
It could be a
simple,
sellout for them, but I mean,
game
it's
in the daylight,
true.
and then when
maybe
the
1,000
sun set,
people.
we would see
a
glow in the
small
dark
stadium.
baseball. And let me tell you, the wait was worth it. Ready?
And then now we're back to the beginning. You can stop the video.
2, 1.
They did actually make some pretty like bright black lights.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's just the camera picking up the.
No, but yeah, it might be. It might be. I bet it looks just as cool. But yeah, the baseball's like basically glow in the dark.
Yeah, and all the players. I mean, they just like.
I bet you could probably see the ball better
You might be able to, yeah.
because it's like a bright green. Oh, and they put reflective or like blacklight tape around the hand railings and stairs and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But you can't go to it anywhere.
Yeah.
Really cool idea though.
It really is. I mean, but
You can even see that they like use a glow in the dark powder or like a UV blacklight powder that they put on the ball. So when they hit the ball, you can see a little puff. Maybe that's just dirt.
yeah, it's probably just dirt. And these are actually like you can actually buy the glow in the dark baseballs on.
Yeah, you
Like
can
on Amazon.
Yeah, I saw those were available.
So yeah, but they have set it up to where like you see in a home run derby where the pitcher's standing behind the backdrop.
Yeah, it's like the screen.
Yeah.
so that they don't get hit.
So they're like, this is not like a full game. It was like an exhibition game.
Yeah,
Like in between a couple of the innings, they had a home run derby.
where that would be cool.
So this was just all for, let's go out and have a good time.
Well, all to bring attendance to a game that they're not getting very high attendance to. Because this isn't even AAA baseball. This is just the college team.
Yeah, this is like a college summer league.
Yeah,
with wooden bats. So
it's really cool.
But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely.
I love the YouTuber too in this video because for some reason he's got the classic YouTube like production and the YouTube model, right, where he's like, so I decided to ask the Chili Peppers myself and they graciously allowed me to come out. It's like, dude, you probably just bought a ticket and showed up. Dude.
Yeah, I was like thinking exactly that. Like, of course they're going to say yes.
Yeah, of course you can buy a ticket.
Yeah, tickets are $40.
Yeah, I doubt he
Come
got
on
this
out.
ticket for free, but that's why you say don't always believe what you see on the internet, because a lot of that stuff is not fake, but the way they explain things isn't necessarily the truth. You know, he made it sound like he was working so closely with them to make this video. I guarantee he just bought a ticket, went to the game.
No, I bet he heard about it.
You think so?
I bet he reached out and said, "Hey, you know, because
You haven't heard of famous YouTuber 5-point stadiums with 5,607 5,000. Yeah. Oh wow, this guy. Oh, this is Dude Perfect.
I don't know, just
So-
switched.
Yeah, he switched to Dude Perfect.
So yeah, I'm sure he'd reached out before because I mean, some of the way they're videoing, I mean, showing up day of. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if you're going to be able to get to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, true.
So
A lot of times at stadiums they'll take your camera and stuff.
yeah, so I'm sure he reached out ahead and they're like, yeah, let's. And then they're probably like, oh shit, it's like the guy who reached out to us wanted to come record.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, yeah, of course, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. That would be cool to see something like that at the Bees Stadium.
Yeah,
But if they had to put a bunch of money in to invest in this technology on that field, where it's not as big as like the stadium of like the Bees Stadium, I don't know how many places would buy off on it. You know, too expensive to do. But I mean, if the people go, it's worth the money.
yeah, especially for an exhibition thing.
Yeah, just like a fun in between game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the content in the next segment really quick, because I've been seeing this going around lately on YouTube and things, and I thought it would be fun if we had a crack at it, but it depends on how good you guys are at diving in on a topic. So
which one are you going, the top one or the bottom
I'm
one?
gonna do the bottom one because it's like a little more lighthearted. Oh, I see Kurt's cursor.
Me too.
There, that's cool. But I was gonna pull it up on here because I could probably read it on there, but we'll see. So basically, if you guys don't know what Reddit is like a place where the homepage of the internet, right? You can go there and you can find anything. There's subreddits for everything. This particular one is called Am I the Asshole? And it's for people to go on here and they are in a certain they're just in a way for somebody to vent anonymously, and then they can find out whether or not they're being an asshole. This one is hilarious. So this is a guy, he's 27 male, and his girlfriend's also 27. She has lots of plushies, about 30 of them. Every morning she arranges them in her room on her bed, and every night they go from the bed to the couch still neatly arranged. First of all, who's 27 and still arranging like plushies? Isn't that
Apparently,
kinda
this
weird?
guy's girlfriend.
This guy's girlfriend.
But would you guys ever have you ever met anybody that does that?
No.
Okay, first thing. One morning she asked me to put the plushies on the bed and got upset when I didn't arrange them properly. I asked her what the big deal was since they're going to go back on the couch at night anyway, but she got upset because she wants them to be comfortable.
Oh, for God's sakes.
So every now and then when we're watching TV or something, she'll ask me to hold a plushie because they need attention.
Oh, for God's sake.
So she thinks these things are have feelings.
They're dog toys.
I guess, I mean, when everybody our age when we were younger has heard of Beanie Babies, right?
Yeah.
Some people treated those like crazy. He says that he's fine with all this and used to just think it was cute, but it's gotten to a point where she wants me to talk to them. She'll pick up a plushie and pretend it's talking to me and expects me to play along. I'm not into it and mostly just ignore this, but recently she got annoyed at me. She asked me why I don't care about them or talk to them, and I said, you understand they're not real, right? And she got extremely upset, yelled at me for being mean and not taking her seriously. There's some notes at the bottom that I can't see. Or no, maybe not. Maybe that's just the end.
Nah, there's got to be more.
No, that's it. But so is that guy the asshole?
No.
No, his girlfriend's crazy. I'm seriously like wondering like what happened to her.
Yeah, there might be some weird trauma,
like
in the
some
background.
childhood trauma,
maybe that makes her like need these extra. That she's personified these plushie things.
Is there an update from the OP?
I didn't go into the comments too far. I thought I was. This is the first comment. I thought I was weird, a bit obsessive with my Build-A-Bear. It's fine to be into plushies if that's your thing. Dress them up, cuddle up to them, name them, and imagine they have personalities. You do you. No harm in that. When you expect other people to play along, you're being weird. And Sal, my bear in his Slytherin robes, totally agrees with me. If you click on that, go up, Kurt, really quick. If you click on the text of that comment.
Where?
Go down. That comment I was reading. Click on just the text. It will collapse all the other ones and show you the next one. Oh, maybe you have to click the minus sign. Not the asshole. However, I'm willing to change my judgment if the plushies say that you're hurting their feelings. You have to hear it, though. Not your girlfriend. Yeah. But then, people could argue, well, if you're the one that got into the relationship with her knowing she had this, then should you respect her wills to have these things as, like, emotional, valuable plushies?
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I think I dated a girl that kind of briefly did that with me.
Like what?
Like, she had her little plushie out and she was doing her thing, and I just kind of looked at her like, get that. You can put that away now.
Yeah.
And it never happened again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is something deeper in that, though, The other one we don't have to do. I mean, I was on the fence about it, but it's basically over this lady is getting in a huge, drama with her family over a PlayStation account. It's like, I kind of feel like the whole thing made you an asshole.
Yeah.
Because you're...
So you're saying in this one is a yes, she's an asshole.
I think so. It's more about her family, but it's just it's kind of a lot of reading on that one. But there wasn't any really good ones this week. Some of them get really funny. And there's also another subreddit. This one is Am I the Asshole spelled out. And then there's AIAH or something that is a separate one where they get into not safe for work stuff.
Yeah.
That I was going to bring up some of that, but some of them are really bad. It's dude, I don't even want to read this. So this lady, she's 34 female. She's a divorced mother. She has 2 kids, which obviously she's not going to use their real names. But one of them is a 9 female and 12-year-old male. In this house, I thought this was funny how she writes. In this house, we don't have much assigned chores. Do not comment to give more chores. I will be ignoring those. These are my rules. It's pretty simple. If you make a mess, clean it. Pick up your own stuff and your stuff only. You are not obligated to clean everything because it's there. My kids are not my maids. They just have to clean their own spaces and messes. I do ask for help sometimes, and they do both give help. We all have healthy relationships. They can do the things. What? Misspelling there. I teach them that money isn't free and that their work pays off. So she got a PlayStation 4 for her kids. I don't limit their time extremely. I just make sure they take breaks for their health, and then make sure they do. See, it's long-winded. You're going to have to scroll down. I don't know if all of that setup even matters. Oh, you could click the read more. Yeah, then one of the kids came and complained that the girl complained about the boy kid, saying that they were playing on her account even though she asked him to stop. Fast forward to yesterday, he came to me and said that she put a password on her account, won't let me ask. So now this is what I mean, this lady came to the internet to ask the world if she's being an asshole because she wants her daughter to take the password off of her PSN account?
No.
No.
It says, "Am I the asshole for not forcing my daughter
for
to
not
share?"
forcing. You're right.
So I kind of agree with her. I think
Yeah.
in today's days, everybody should have their own accounts.
I mean, that's pretty much how the internet works these days. Like, I don't share your Google account.
Well, yeah,
you
it's
know?
like me and my brother. We have one Netflix account, right? It's my Netflix account that he watches on, but we each have our own profiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does Leo?
It doesn't sound like they're
Okay.
paying for this.
So Leo does have his own account. So then, no, I would have to say no. She's not for making each kid use their own account.
Yeah. I guess I could see if they were. I feel like I think maybe the daughter's paying for PlayStation Plus.
His daughter's 9. She's not paying for shit.
Well, then how at the end it says, I feel like if I got Leo PlayStation Plus for free, it wouldn't be fair because she works for hers. So the 9-year-old's done chores to pay for her PlayStation Plus, but the brother's using her paid subscription.
Then no, I think
Then he should have to work for it too.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, not the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like if the mom was just paying for the daughter just because and then not paying one for the son, then I could see yes. But no, when the daughter's doing the work to earn this stuff.
This whole post seems weird to me because it shouldn't be like, I guess you get in your own little world sometimes and things get confusing, but it's pretty cut and dry. Like, no, your sister pays for her own thing by the chores she does and you don't, so she has the right to password to protect her things that she worked to pay for.
Exactly.
You know?
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, the good old days, man. Could you imagine if we grew up with all this shit, all this technology?
Right.
That'd be crazy. Well, anyway, if you guys are interested, go look at I Am the Asshole on Reddit. You'll find there's some pretty funny stuff in there if you just dig a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a couple more of these when Laura gets back, because I have a feeling that right now she'd have a lot to say about this.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll bring back some here and there. I don't want to spend too long on segments like this because they can just draw out with, like, some of these were like 5 pages of text, dude, just to explain why, if they're an asshole or not. I bet the comments agree, though, if you scroll down, Kurt. I bet they say, not the asshole. You have to get past all the bot shit. Yep.
Yeah, NTA.
I guess if it makes you feel good that the internet agrees with you, because the internet's not a very forgiving place.
No.
Like, if you mess up anything,
They're going to tell you how it is.
They're going to tell you how it is. 7 minutes. Should we get Laura on the line?
Yeah, let's give her a call.
Okay. This is where the show starts to go to shit. So if anybody's listening, this is where you guys will
Remember the delay in the phone calls.
getting entertainment. Yeah, there's like a
Half
2 or 3
second.
millisecond delay before she can respond. But we'll talk over each other anyway. See if it works the first time.
So far, so good.
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey?
Hey, did you hear that you're on the air?
What's that?
You're on the air. Can you hear me okay?
You're very fuzzy.
Very fuzzy. Oh, I wonder if the phone... How about now?
Let me hear you talk again.
Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still fuzzy. I can hear you, but it's very,
This always happens on these
Weird,
shows.
because it was when we tested on my phone, it sounded just fine.
Do you want me to call you back and see if it's any better?
Sure.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I have a feeling it's this connector. Like it's moved, you know? I gotta get the phone in a stable position. Not by audio equipment, though. Okay. Do I dare reset?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, I heard the click. Okay, let's try this one more time. If this doesn't work, then I guess we'll just talk to her when she gets back.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah? Okay, great.
Yeah.
We were saying that the studio's falling apart today because, like, we wanted to do a phone call, and whenever we do those, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you're here, and the last couple shows I've told, I guess just last one show, really, is that you had your back worked on by the doctor.
I did. Yeah, I had surgery.
How did it go?
It went well.
Good.
Yeah, it was a little freaky. I'm recovering still.
What was the scariest part?
The fact that, well, there's two pieces that always scare me. Number one, going under any time is a little freaky.
Yeah.
And then number two is knowing that there was going to be a robotic assisted surgery. So
you got operated on by a robot.
yeah.
But there was a doctor controlling it.
Was it one of those car building robots?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you what it's called. It's called a T-lift, but the full name is Robot Assisted Minimally Invasive Transformational Lumbar Inner Body Fusion.
Kurt tried to begin typing that. What was it called? A T-lift?
T-lift.
TLIF?
Yeah, T-L-I-F, yeah. It's a robotic assisted T-lift though, because there's two kinds. So
Okay.
but basically what they did is they used robotic assistance to insert a spacer in between my L4 and L5 and then do fusion pins.
Okay.
So yeah, so it, kind of freaky.
Basically building an artificial piece of your spine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but robot assisted doing it. So it took an MRI, CT lumbar, and a bunch of spine X-rays, which I'm assuming they use for the robot to know where to go. So up through getting the surgery, of course, I'm always anxious anytime I'm going to be put under for anything, right?
Oh yeah.
But I started having these weird dreams beforehand about what if that's the day that the robots take over the world.
Just completely irrational thoughts.
Completely irrational thoughts.
That's funny.
And like, would I become, Bender, or would I be cooler than Bender? Or,
Kiss my shiny metal ass.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're looking at the robot, but this one seems like it's off to the side of the operating table.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say yours is like mounted?
It was. So when I woke up, when I woke up out of recovery, the goal was outpatient and to go home, but you have to pass your first physical therapist test, so to speak,
Yeah.
to be able to go home instead of staying overnight. My surgery was, I got there at 9:15,
Yeah.
which means by the time they get you all prepped and everything, your surgery is probably 11 or so.
Mm-hmm.
They actually didn't bring me back until almost, I think, 1 o'clock. So by the time I got woken up and out of recovery and into the room, the physical therapist people came to get me out of bed because they want you up and walking right away.
Yeah.
But dude, I was so freaking looped on whatever drugs they gave me in surgery that I could hardly form two letters to make a word, let alone walk. And you have to walk in a walker. And they walk you out the hall and to a set of stairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go up the stairs and down the stairs
Okay.
by holding onto the handrail. Well, I couldn't even form two letters to make a word yet. And so they got me to the doorway, and I didn't know this, but my daughter was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying, I can't talk, I can't walk, I can't talk. And I was trying to get those words out. And I guess, my evil scare, right?
Yeah.
You can imagine what my daughter's is like. So she's behind me, and she uses her mom voice and her evil eyes and says to them, "Don't you take her down that hallway.
Oh, really?
She can't even walk. And you want her to go upstairs, you bring her back."
Yeah.
So they wouldn't release me. I had to stay overnight, and then I got released the next day. But yeah, so when they came in, the nurse is there quite often, and they're checking my vitals and blah, 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 blah. I'm checking my incisions. And they said, "Oh, by the way, don't be freaked out, but you have 4 other incision areas besides the surgical site." And I'm like, "I do? Why? What happened?"
They're like, we went in after a kidney real quick.
Yeah.
Right? They took my kidney, my liver, my cold heart.
You're like Robolar, like Robocop.
Remove your gallbladder.
So now I'm bionic, Laura. But
Yep.
no, anyway. So I said, "Well, what were those for? Did something happen?" They said, No, that's standard procedure with robot assisted. So these 4 things come down. So if you can imagine lying on your stomach,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the upper part of your thigh, back of your thigh.
Yeah.
On both legs. Actually, no, it's above the knee, I think. I can't remember. I'm feeling for where the bandages are. But anyway, there's 2 bandages on the legs and 2 on the back above the incision site. So that's where this robot thing comes down and attaches to your body.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that even made me freak out a little bit more when I found that out, because I'm like, what if the robots really would have taken over the world?
They just uses you as like its puppet through your back.
Puppet back. I would be the master puppet.
Yeah.
That would be fun, maybe. So anyway, yeah.
That's kind of interesting, because when you told me that, it kind of, when you think of a robot doing a surgery on you, and it's robot assisted, right? I think there's a doctor that's still involved.
Yeah, he has to key in all the information, I'm assuming. I would love to have had it videotaped, because I would really was interested after the fact on how it's all done.
Because I've seen sometimes that doctors they control the robot from like a little control panel, but I think it's mainly just to take the natural human shakiness out of things, because the robot's going to be totally solid.
Yep. Yeah, so there's no, hand shaky, and it's called minimally invasive surgical instruments.
Yeah.
Because you're right. You don't have a person's hand in your back, slicing your, spinal column, for example.
Yeah, this is super precise.
Thank God there wasn't a power outage or anything,
Oh, I'm sure they've got redundancy backup at the hospital for that reason.
Yeah. So I started researching it, but I don't know a lot about how it works. But here's my thought process is they have the readings from the MRI. They have the readings from the lumbar, the CT scan of the lumbar, and they have all the readings from the x-ray. And they know exactly where the damaged area is, and they know exactly, where to mark my back, where to mount the robot arms, and how to key the information. I'm considering it more computer programming than robotic. And then they hit go, and then the doctor kind of guides it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it can monitor the whole he can monitor the whole thing and stop it if it's about to take your liver for its own purposes.
So literally the procedure was an hour and 45 minutes. I was pre-op to post-op, I think 9:45 to about 3. So a lot of that's prep work. A lot of that is, post-op prep. So after the surgery is done, the anesthesiologist stays and they inject nerve blockers into your spine.
Yeah, because I can't imagine it feels great.
No, and that's supposed to help you with pain management for the first couple of days. That lasted maybe 2 days.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the medication they give you. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting around. My nurse came to visit me because all of my post-op stuff now is in home. So they sent a nurse out to see me, and they sent a physical therapist out, and they will both be here. The nurse comes next week to remove my bandages. The PT will be here 3 times a week to do all my physical therapy in home. So, so I don't even have to leave.
Yeah, that's nice. It makes it really nice, and I'm glad to see that you're already up and moving around. You've got the back brace that that I got to see last night that you call the turtle shell. It looks
my turtle shell.
It looks like a turtle shell.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a name for it. I'll think of something.
We need to come up with a Ninja Turtle name for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Michelangelo.
Okay.
It's going to be Michelangelo. Mikey for short.
Yeah, we'll call you Mikey. What up, Mikey?
Mikey for short. Yeah.
I'm gonna order you pizza. Has it been difficult getting used to moving around and stuff? Yeah, has it been on a pain scale? What would you say this?
Oh my hell! So the first 2 days were on a 1 to 10 scale. It was like a 20.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean, if you could imagine, if you're only allowed to do a roll.
Yeah.
And then lean up with one arm and then be assisted to sit up. So doing that roll the first time was really tough.
Yeah. And how long did you have to be in bed for after the surgery before you could move?
So I was literally out like a light for I don't even know what today is, dude. Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday. I was up and about finally coherent yesterday, and surgery was Tuesday.
Yeah, wow.
I've lost 3 days of time. I've slept nearly 95% of that time.
Wow. Hey, that's your body probably recovering, and then medications too have that effect.
Yeah, and so I was adamant. I don't want any hard drugs to recover with.
Yeah.
End of story. Not going to happen. The nurse says, we are going to prescribe them to you, and you are going to fill them, and you will most likely use them.
Yeah.
Your call, but they're there for you.
And it was pretty.
She said we would
pretty
rather
painful.
have you relaxed and not in pain than writhing, scrunching up in pain, because that, if the more you flex your back, they want you to be relaxed. So there's a healing process. So.
Yeah. So it heals
But I will
correctly.
say this, Wade, you know as well as I do that we've had this long battle about quitting smoking.
Yeah.
The best way to quit smoking, because I have not been really successful at it, is to have a major surgery.
Yeah, you
and
didn't
be
have a
knocked out
choice.
for 2 days. Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
It was a piece of cake.
it gives you a
Yeah.
chance to just like reset yourself, kind of.
Yeah.
But with the probably pay a little bit of money for back surgery and then also a lot of pain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't go through like the normal, like I can't make it more than an hour quitting smoking kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
withdrawals. I slept through all of that. So
Yeah, and you were distracted too because it's like you don't
Sure.
want to even get up. It's kind of like
Yeah.
when I think of it like when you get sick. You're like really sick, you don't even want to get out of bed. There's not much that can get you out of bed,
yeah. And I feel very fortunate because I think it was a very much a success story. Even the nurse and the physical therapist that came said, you are doing like light years better than 99% of my patients.
Oh, that's cool. Good.
You are already up and walking without a walker. I only needed the walker in the hospital to get into the bathroom, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I'm already, with my back brace and assistance, I've walked up and down my steps to my basement.
Yeah.
I've done them like 3 times already.
Yeah, that's quite a few steps too.
It is. I take my time, but I mean, the more you can walk and, build that core,
Yep.
the better off you are. And the more rest you get, that helps the healing process too.
Did they tell you
And
how you're
not smoking also helps the healing process. So
For sure. I was going to ask
Mm-hmm.
if they told you how the problem started in the first place.
it's degenerative disc disease.
Okay.
And I also have, I have it looked up already because I had a feeling you were going to ask me that.
It's almost like you've been on the show before or you're the co-host.
And of course I can't pronounce half of these words. So it is spondylothosis.
Okay. Is it like a genetic
Spondylothosis.
thing?
It's so I would say it's not genetic, but for the fact that I have degenerative disc disease, my mom did and my son does, I would probably venture that it is,
Yeah.
genetic. But the impact, so basically what that did to me is that all of the cushion between my L4 and L5 is gone.
Yeah. So, your
So they
bones
had
are
to
rubbing
go
together.
in, lift it. So I'm actually like an inch taller. I feel quite tall, and my my posture feels really corrected at this point.
Oh, that's good. That's kind of
So,
nice
yeah,
to feel a difference too.
I noticed a huge difference, and a lot of the pain that I'm feeling is not incision or site pain. It's muscle pain because when they do that, they stretch all your muscles.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling pain in the tops of my thighs and the groin area and the tops of my butt cheeks area,
Yeah,
not necessarily in the incision site.
I'm sure when your posture changes, it redistributes your weight, and then muscles
does.
that you weren't using because your posture was kind of, not the best. You use different muscles now.
Well, the L4, L5 creates bad posture if you have degenerative disc disease because it is the 2 vertebrae that are at the base of the rest of the vertebrae all the way up your back, and it's the support for your spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking here. So the L5 is the very bottom vertebrae. So
Yeah.
that attacks, I
mean,
guess, to like your pelvis or whatever. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so the vertebrae that are around your pelvis are really multiple S and C vertebrae, I think they call them, but they're all one plate. The L5 is the very bottom vertebrae that's individual, and then they work their way all the way up to the neck.
Yeah.
So
okay.
the L4, L5 is the like foundation for the rest of your spine. So, so I'll be a little bit taller. I'll have better, posture.
Yeah.
And if I can just get my core built up and, build up that strength, that's what we're going to do next week is start doing strengthening exercises already.
Okay.
He said the basic test that he did when he came in the house was, let's have you walk. I'm like, okay, where do you want me to walk to? So he had me put on my back brace and I walked to the front door, did a loop around the kitchen and came back. And he said, okay, that's looking really great. People, considering this is my first visit with you and your day, 3 out of surgery, most people can't even do that in a walker at this point.
Wow.
So then he had me stand still, legs apart, firmly planted. I think he did that for he timed it for I don't know, 60 seconds, and no wavering. He had me close my eyes without moving, and then within maybe 10 or 20 seconds I started tilting to the left.
Yeah.
So he says, so you have a little bit of balance issues, but that's what we'll work on next week. We're going to start right away on strengthening. So yeah,
Cool.
I bet I will cut my recovery time in half by at least half. It's 4 to 6 weeks, or 6 weeks to 12 weeks, depending on whether you have a T lift, an A lift, an M lift. There's different kinds.
Sure.
And then I'm feeling pretty fortunate that so far it's looking really good.
Well, good. We wanted to call and get an update, at least for some people out there, and I'm sure they miss you. We miss you. It's not the same without you in the studio. So
I miss you guys too.
We'll see you later tonight.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you guys.
Okay, bye.
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 Well, there we go.
There we go. There's the update. Laura's alive and bionic. She has bionic superpowers now. It's too bad when you go into surgery like that, you can't ask for upgrades.
Yeah.
I don't know. While you're in there, just put in a super liver.
Yeah.
Or while you're in there, do this. But she is okay and well. She should be back soon. We'll see, depending on how much the pain is. It's really hard for her to get around right now. She's took an Uber out last night, and she said the ride was really rough. And that's kind of funny because she wanted to go with us on that ride yesterday, and it's a good thing that didn't happen because it was more than what we even thought it was.
Yeah, I said even before we even got to where it got sketchy, I'm like, Laura's going to be glad she didn't come with us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then it just got worse.
Oh, yeah, it did. The truck is definitely super dirty right now. Well, anyway, that's been your weekly insult. Y'all have a good week. Get outside, do something new, and enjoy the warm weather while it lasts before you know it's going to be snowing again. So we'll talk to you next week. Oh. Let's go eat some pickles, dude.
Yeah.
Kurt, did you bring any with you?
No.
Are we gonna find an excuse to go to Rowley's Red Barn next weekend, too?
You bet.